What is the Varginha UFO incident? Stay tuned after this. What's up, Grayson Report? I hope I find you well. I have a little UFO information here, a little UFO story. It is the Varginha UFO incident. I have never heard of it, so let's dive in. Inside the Varginha UFO incident, when multiple people reported witnessing extraterrestrial phenomenon in Brazil. Several residents of a town in Brazil claimed that their city was overrun with aliens in 1996 and that the government covered it up. But is there any proof? In January of 1996, three young witnesses between the ages of 14 and 22 claimed to have seen something strange in Varginha, Brazil. They said they had seen a small hairless creature with oily brown skin, a large head, and red eyes, and they referred to it as the devil. This is kind of interesting because this is not the typical description of our little green men or little gray men with the gray or green complexion and big eyes and a big head. This is completely different. So I find this intriguing. In the days that followed, several other residents could come forward claiming that they too have witnessed something not of this world. These eerie phenomenon would soon become known as the Varginha UFO incident. As rumors swirled, the details became murkier and more outrageous. Some claimed to have seen UFOs flying through the sky, while others alleged that extraterrestrials were being rounded up by the military and placed under investigation at a local hospital. The government denied all of these reports. Of course, they're going to. The strange creature the three young witnesses had seen, according to official investigation, that was just a homeless man nicknamed Mudinho. The aliens seen at the hospital, nothing more than an expectant couple with dwarfism. I'm sorry, I think a person can tell the difference between an alien or what they had called it, the devil, and a homeless guy. I don't know if that's just me. What do you guys think? And then a couple expectant couple with dwarfism. I don't know. I don't know. Good cover-ups, but I don't know. Today, the city of Varginha, much like Roswell, leans heavily into the story of its infamous UFO experience, selling Varginha alien dolls and even adoring a water tower with a UFO-shaped saucer. I would definitely get one of those alien dolls. There are those, however, who insist it was all true to this very day. Initial witness reports about a strange creature in Varginha. On January 20th of 1996, two sisters, Lillian and Valkyria Silva, and their friend Katia Andrade, were walking across a vacant lot in the city of Varginha, Brazil. There, they suddenly came across a strange creature crouching in the weeds. It stood about 4 feet tall, they said, with massive red eyes and a disproportionately large head crowned with 3 bumps. How can this sighting be compared to what they had said previously in the article to a homeless man? How? They also noted something else peculiar about the creature, its foul smell. This creature, the witness claimed, appeared sad and just as frightened as them as they were of it. I mean, I find that plausible because, come on, we are aliens to the aliens, so they're going to be just as scared as us as we are of them. I find that completely plausible. Terrified, they ran home, and the sisters reportedly told their mothers they had seen the devil. And according to this picture, it kind of does look like a devil, but it also looks like an alien just with 3 with bumps on the head. But not like the typical aliens I'm used to seeing. It wasn't a man or an animal. It was something different, Andrade say, according to a 1996 article in the Wall Street Journal. The news of this strange ET quickly spread around town, and in its wake, more information came to light. What the young women hadn't realized at the time was that theirs was not the only sighting of this creature or the craft it allegedly came out of. More reports surfaced of alien and UFO sightings. A week before the Brazilian alien sightings, a pilot by the name of Carlos Soso Sosa claimed to have been seen a strange cigar-shaped object about the size of a school bus flying above Varginha. As he watched, he noted that it was losing altitude and appeared to be emitting white smoke. Believing it to be an aircraft in trouble, according to a 2022 News.com article, he followed its trajectory and arrived in an open field. There, he allegedly found metal debris littering the ground and a foul stench in the air like rotten eggs. Then he claimed the area was swarmed by military personnel who forced him to leave the scene. On the morning of January 20th, just hours before the creature was spotted, a couple living nearby allegedly observed a similar craft flying through the sky. They claimed it looked as though it had sustained significant damage to its fuselage and it was heading toward the city. Shortly after, residents in the Jardim Andrade neighborhood called emergency services to report the strange animal had been seen running through the streets. According to the translated EBC article, a construction worker claimed to have seen authorities trap the creature inside a wooden box and take it away. Around 1 p.m., others reported seeing men in military uniforms in town apparently looking for something. Some claimed they heard shots fired from the men's rifles. About 2 hours later, the Silva sisters and Andrade allegedly spotted the creature. And at roughly 5:30 p.m., a 25-year-old police officer named Marco Eli Sherez allegedly caught one of these creatures, grabbing it with his bare hands and ushering it into his car. Witnesses claimed he then drove this creature to a nearby house for observation. Do not touch it with your bare hands. Oh my God, I cannot believe this dude. I would never touch. If I saw the creature, um, I would never touch it with my bare hands. Especially what the two sisters had claimed that it had oily skin and it smelled. I would not touch that. I would grab uh a jacket, a towel or something. That's just something I would not touch. The creature, which hospital staff deny ever seeing, of course they will, allegedly died at some point in the night, then was placed on a troop transport truck bound for the weapons sergeant school. On January 23rd, witnesses claimed that a military convoy left Varginha carrying the bodies of extraterrestrials they had collected to be examined by scientists by the State University of Campinas. Once again, authorities denied all of this. I do believe that the government is hiding something from us. And of course, the government, if there's any extraterrestrials, they are going to grab them and take them in to study them. So I do find that plausible. The story took one final twist, however, on February 7th when Officer Marco Eli Cherez was hospitalized due to severe pain in his arm and the onset of paralysis. Cherez allegedly underwent surgery to remove an abscess from his armpit, then died days later from a generalized infection. Today, some claim that the illness was caused by alien bacteria that transferred Cherez when he grabbed the creature and put it in his car. However, the official story presented by government officials is far less fantastical. The official investigation into the Varginha UFO incident. In 2021, Istote obtained official documents from the Brazilian army regarding the purported Varginha UFO incident. The documents outlined the Brazilian government's investigation into the case, particularly the events that took place on January 20th and the allegations that military personnel had captured aliens in Brazil and hidden the evidence. Lieutenant Colonel Lucio Carlos Pereira, the man in charge of the military police inquiry, claimed that the Silva sisters and Andrade had never seen an extraterrestrial creature at all. Rather, he said they probably encountered a homeless man, Menduho, who likely had a mental disorder of some kind. I still think, as I stated before, that I think the sisters and Andrade would have known the difference between a homeless man and a creature that they've never seen before. It's possible Pereira said that Mundijo was crouched over as he was often seen in such a position. He was around 30 years old at the same time, and he lived near the area where the girls had seen the ET. And they also claimed that the creature they saw had red eyes and bumps on their heads. I don't think, obviously, a homeless man would not have red eyes and I mean, he may have bumps on his head. I could get, like, with the oily skin, because we all sometimes suffer from oily skin. The bumps on his head could have been acne, but the red eyes, like, bright red eyes, I mean, I know we sometimes get red eyes, but it just I don't know, it seems kind of far-fetched. Good cover up, but it sounds far-fetched. As for why residents had seen military vehicles around Varginha at the time, military justice prosecutor Antonio Antero dos Santos said it was all just routine work and that army trucks had simply left the barracks for normal maintenance work in the workshop. With hindsight, even some UFO believers look back at the Varginha UFO incident and say with confidence that it was not real. Lawyer and ufologist Ubarahara Rodriguez, for example, testified during the investigation there are no proof that an extraterrestrial being was captured in Varginha. People said that they saw that they touched an extraterrestrial, but this does not serve as scientific proof. I mean, he's making a point. At that time, our tendency was to believe that it was a being from another planet. But what about the fate of Marco El Cherez? How could this strange death possibly be explained? The death occurred due to a strong hospital infection after the operation, said former commander of the 24th Military Police Battalion of Varginha. Marcio Antonio Santos, former soldier Cherez, was not involved in any incident with extraterrestrial. I mean, that's plausible as well. I mean, that's a good explanation. You can die from infection, and if you don't catch it in time, you can die from it. So it does make sense. It does. Of course, there are those out there who still believe something crashed in Varginha that day and that the government investigation was nothing more than a cover up. I I want to believe I do want to believe. Um I'm still skeptical. If you guys have been following me for some time, I do believe on life on other planets, but I don't um believe I'm still skeptical when it comes to UFOs or to aliens, but I do find it plausible that if they do come here, that with especially with the abductions, that if they do come here, that the abduction of, of us seems plausible because they're just trying to figure out who we are. We do the same. So I find that believable. The Varginha incident, I get both sides. The scientific side of it, yes, there could have been an infection that caused his death. Very plausible. The girl seeing the homeless man could be plausible, but their description of what they saw has nothing to do with a homeless man. Um, Even if I was scared, I could still tell the difference between a creature and a homeless man. So I kind of find, and I do believe that the government is covering up stuff and not telling us the whole truth. It might not necessarily be about UFOs, but I think it's about a lot of things, not just the UFOs. And I do find I want to believe this article. I do want to believe and the evidence presented to me seems far-fetched. So guys, what have you ever heard of the Varginha UFO incident? And do you believe that they came in contact with extraterrestrials and if the government is actually covering up? Comment below. And what are your thoughts on UFOs and life on other planets? Also comment below. And as always, I go live every Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there or be squared. Stay spooky and sweet nightmares. And I will see you on the next one.